What it do, busters? The bug catcher is here today, smoking trees and catching butterfrees, right? So, I've been thinking about this for quite a bit of time, busters. A lot of people defend Pokemon. A lot of people get flack for defending Pokemon. But what never truly comes up in these conversations is, why do these people defend Pokemon? I myself, obviously this is a Pokemon channel, I've been in both sides of the aquarium, right? I've fucking defended the shit, I've shit on it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I have an interesting perspective on certain things, and also at the same time, I can't speak for everybody who defends Pokemon, obviously, but what I can do is at least speak for myself, and maybe we can figure out if, we all have a collective thought process on this or not. At least the people who do defend Pokemon, right? So, and I gotta admit, maybe it's because I grew up with it. Me and Pokemon are roughly the same age. Maybe it's because it was like my brother's thing first. I just love the IP, right? I genuinely love the IP of it all. I genuinely love what the first two games sold you on, right? Freedom, collecting and battling these creatures that become your friends, right? Like, these are your best buds. You don't really communicate with nobody else except your rival and Professor Oak, if on occasion, like in terms of at least consistent members of the first game that you always run into, right? Like you run into Brock at Pewter, but you don't see Brock again, is my point. So you're really, like, the game sells you on your adventure, your story. That's why the first two games are so great to go back and play, because why the minimum story is very good here, because they really try to sell you on that idea that it's you playing. It's just what would you be doing? Not what would Cloud be doing, or whatever his name is from Final Fantasy, right? What would you be doing? And 151 Pokemon. Everybody can mix, at least in the first game, everybody can mix it up. Everyone's unique. And once you fall in love with that feeling, you really don't care about graphics. I'm someone who don't care about graphics anyway, but you really don't care about how the buildings look. Does anyone give a fuck about how the building looks right now? Look at Professor Oak's green ass building. Does anyone really give a fuck about how this look? And now, is there a certain charm to these games, busters? Yes, I'll admit that. But these aren't even the best looking games on the Game Boy Advance. I've proven that before. Kingdom Hearts on the Game Boy Advance looks better than this. On the DS, a little off topic, Diamond does not look as good as Super Mario Brothers. That looks like it could have been ripped straight off the Wii and just put on the DS. Pokemon looks like this a little better. What's on the screen, right? But, and I'm someone who, like I was saying, I don't really care about the graphics, and that's never really bothered me. I don't like certain things about Pokemon. I'm not just going to say the games are perfect. Obviously, Scarlet and Violet has its issues, right? Graphically, you can't go into no buildings. There is a lot of love taken out of the games, it seems like. And that's what I was saying earlier, where I'm in both sides of the shoe. I got each shoe on each foot. So, and another thing that I genuinely like, and while I play a lot of Pokken, and I play a lot of Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, I like fighting, right? I'm not necessarily big on fighting myself, but I like watching it. I fought a couple times, Buster. Don't get the bug catcher wrong. Pop, pop, pop. But I genuinely like to watch that shit. I play a lot of different fighting games. I like to make these friends of mine fight. Like, I gotta admit it. Raichu's cool as fuck. Hitting a quick attack's cool. Like, a regular mouse ain't doing that. Unless, you see one going for some cheese. He's not doing that in real life. So when you got people who genuinely don't care about the franchise, shitting on it for its graphics, and just shitting on the fans who do appreciate what it is, we all agree the graphics suck. That don't mean, like, I hate when people say, and I think people are just too dramatic, honestly. I hate when people say, the graphical game, the graphics are so bad, they just take me out of it. I can't play the game because the graphics suck too bad. But then they'll go play like a full playthrough of Red. Original Red on Game Boy Color, where you need a fucking lamp as the backlight. Where you go Polyworld, and Polyworld comes out and he looks like an asshole. People claim those graphics are great. Nostalgia. Pokemon graphics always suck. No one's complained about it till they hit the Switch, which I can admit, I think Sword and Shield in both Legends games and obviously Let's Go look great. Pokemon Snap looks fucking fantastic. So there's not like Pokemon Tournament looks good. So it's not like there's really, people shit on the tree in Sword and Shield. Oh my God, who gives a fuck about the tree? Do the Pokemon look cool? I can admit the animations suck sometimes. But, Cinderace's fucking pyro ball thing was not lame. It was not lame. There's certain things where you can, how a window is pixelated on the wall shouldn't matter about how you play the game. And like I said, I admit it. I expected Legend ZA on the Switch 2 to not have that. To have the real balcony looking side of the buildings. And it really is shitty that they make all this money and can't even do that. Like, I can admit that. But that's not why I'm playing the game. I'm playing the game to fucking Mega Evolve Dragonite for the first time. I'm playing the game to see if Lady Ann is finally on a Switch 2 title, which it finally is, with fucking Gen 10 Winds and Waves. Hopefully he has some sort of form there, right? Like a new Evo or something. But when people genuinely love something, you can look past the flaws. And people act like they don't understand that when it comes to Pokemon. A lot of these people who complain about Pokemon are in bad relationships probably. Or are with someone who, has flaws, but they look past it because they're in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what the window looked like. It didn't matter right there. Look at Red right now, y'all. It didn't matter what those windows look like here. Nobody gave a fuck. Again, it was on the fucking Game Boy Advance. Cool. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm gonna sound like a super fanboy, but that the gameplay is fun. We like to make friends with these creatures and battle these creatures. That's why, me personally, and I guess I can't speak for everybody, even though I kind of sound like I might have been. Me personally, I like just meeting new creatures. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. I don't care about the story. The story's irrelevant. Do I like Legend ZA's story? It's not bad. Like, it's a decent ass story for a Pokemon game. Is Digimon Space-Time Continuum better story-wise? Probably. Do they have deeper mechanics? Probably. That's unfortunately for Digimon, right? That's not the IP, that's not the franchise I fell in love with. Unfortunately. You know what else I really love from the 90s? Mortal Kombat. I don't give a damn that everybody says online the story sucks. Oh, they're trying to go multi-dimensional. Johnny Cage is a woman. Why didn't you just use his daughter? She's already, like, you could have thought of something better. making it like, the Marvel team coming together. I didn't give a fuck about that. I like to see these characters interact with each other, regardless if the story's half-baked or not. And to be honest, since I genuinely enjoy Mortal Kombat, the characters, the techniques they use, Liu Kang's my guy, fucking Fujin is a real one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I genuinely enjoy these people. So, I just want to see what's going on. I don't care. And listen to this. I played Mortal Kombat 1 on the PS4, where the graphics ain't good because I don't give a fuck. I just want to play Mortal Kombat. I don't care. Like, there's such a big thing, and I know I'm going off Pokemon and more just in generalization of video games, but they kind of go hand in hand. If you enjoy Pokemon for what they are, that's the only game you play. When my favorite game probably of all time is Ghost of Tsushima or Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Pokemon Leaf Green's right up there with those two. But look at those games. Open world games. Pokemon not really, but it is. They try to be for what they were on the Game Boy at the time. Open world games where you fight. That's what I like to do. I just happen to like doing that with a fucking dragon. I know there's probably other games like this, but I don't give a fuck. Pokemon was there first. I've played some Digimon, Cyber Sleuth. I don't even know what the games are called. I just know I've played a couple here and there. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like watching, like I keep saying, I play Street Fighter 6 online all the time. TBC, baby. Get at me. TBC BBY. Just get at me. Why do these captions keep coming on to my background video, busters? But in conclusion, perhaps, because I might just fucking keep going. I mean, look, does this really look bad? Look at the olive. Look at the Crown Tundra. Does that really look that bad? It really doesn't. She's designed well. He's designed great. I get why people complain, but at the end of the day, they don't understand that we don't care. Or I don't care. I can't speak for people. I don't care. Genuinely. About graphics. Even though I do wish they were better. But I'm not about to not play the fucking game. So, why do people defend Pokemon? That's at least why I do it. Why do you busters do it? Or why don't you? Fucking let me know, bitches.